Throughout the quarter, we have discussed interracial relationships. Today, interracial relationships have become dominant in our society. The history of interracial relationships dates back to the colonial times. The major case that broke ground involving interracial relationships was that of Richard Loving, a white man, who wanted to marry Mildred Jeter, a black woman, but was not allowed in Virginia. Therefore, in June 1958, they married in Washington, D.C., where no prohibition existed. Shortly after their marriage, they returned to Virginia, and a warrant was issued. In July 1958, the Lovings were arrested for breaking the state's anti-miscegenation laws, but told the one-year prison sentence given to them would be dropped if they left Virginia, and did not return as a couple for 25 years. Richard and Mildred did not want to leave Virginia, so they contacted an attorney, Bernard Cohen, to appeal their conviction, but their request was denied. A year after the ruling, they appealed the charges against them until their case made it to the Supreme Court, which ruled in 1967 that anti-miscegenation laws violated the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment. Loving v. Virginia established the legal basis for a cultural redefinition of marriage. After the case, interracial marriage became more common in the United States.
The Cable Act of 1922, also known as Married Women's Citizenship Act or the Women's Citizenship Act, is named for Ohio Representative John Cable after the 1920 ratification of the 19th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution, which guaranteeing women the right to vote. Citizenship of women became much more important. The act shows a major step for recognition of women as independent persons rather than part of family units. It increased dependency of women and considered as a victory of women's right to vote. However, Cable Act is only partially reversed previous policies. Women married an Asian alien still lost her U.S. citizenship. Besides, women need to stay within the U.S. to maintain her citizenship. If she lived on foreign country as much as 2 years, she still loses her U.S. nationality. In 1931, the law was amended to allow U.S. women retaining their American citizenship even marry Asian. In 1936, the Cable Act was formally repealed.
Expatration Act of 1907 was set by the 59th Congress on March 2, 1907. Expatration means to remove oneself from residence in one's native land and taking up new citizenship in a new country. The Act consisted of 7 sections, with the main focus being on Section 3. Section 3 of this Act was in reference to American female citizens who married men of other nationalities. The idea of derivative citizenship, which is the tie of marriage to their husband's citizenship, meant that if she married a foreigner, it meant she had given up and lost her natural citizenship unless the foreigner husband becomes naturalized.
What is your ethnicity?
I am Filipino American.
And I am Korean American. What are some cultural differences you guys have?
Some differences that we have are the way we greet one another's family members. Koreans bow to one another, while Filipinos give each other a kiss on the cheek.
I agree with Angela. The way we greet each other is different. Another difference would be that when you hand something to an elder, Koreans extend their arm and fold the other arm to show a sign of respect. Filipinos, on the other hand, just hand the item to their elders. What is the best thing being in an intra-racial relationship?
Learning new things about each other's culture. I was introduced to new traditions, foods, and places. I also learned simple phrases in Korean, such as hello, how are you?
Cultural exchange would be one of the perks. I tried many different new foods, been to new places, and had many different experiences. What would be your advice for other intra-racial couples out there?
Don't be afraid to try new things, such as foods and traditions, even if it looks a little scary.
I would say to always have an open mind and be accepting of new ideas and traditions. Don't be judgmental and listen. Communication is key and can do wonders for a relationship. What are your views on intraracial relationships today?
I believe intraracial relationships are awesome. They mix two cultures together to make a better culture.
I believe intraracial relationships are becoming the norm in our society, and many people are open to date outside of their race. It's nice to see someone date outside of their race because it adds variety to our society, and variety is always good.
Kim Kardashian and Kanye West began dating on April 2012. They both have a daughter together named Northwest, and she was born on June 15, 2013. Kim and Kanye became engaged on October 21, 2013, in which Kanye proposed by renting out an AT&T Park in San Francisco and projecting a message on the stadium screen in front of Kim's family and friends. They both are planning to have a wedding next summer of 2014. John Legend and Chrissy Teigen became engaged on December 2011 after 4 years of dating. They got married on September 14, 2013 in Como, Italy. John Legend is African American and Chrissy Teigen is half Norwegian and half Thai. Mark Zuckerberg and Priscilla Chan began dating in 2003. On May 19, 2012, Mark Zuckerberg and Priscilla Chan got married in Zuckerberg's backyard and also celebrated Priscilla's graduation from medical school. Mark Zuckerberg is American and Priscilla Chan is mixed with half Chinese and half Vietnamese. Kobe Bryant and Vanessa Bryant began dating after Kobe met Vanessa while making a music video. 6 months after they met, they became engaged in May 2000. Kobe and Vanessa got married on April 18, 2001 at St. Edward Roman Catholic Church in Dana Point, California. Kobe and Vanessa have 2 daughters together. Kobe is African American and Vanessa is Mexican American.
I remember what you wore on the first day. You came into my life and I thought, hey, you know, this could be something.